2 hands all the way, Billy. Good job.
Okay, next guy, hustle in. I want to go quickly here. Okay, Matt and Jonathan go once more. I think I missed you.
Me and John?
Yeah.
John, me and you get to go again. Where's the poke, Nate? You didn't get me, right? Off here. All right, Brock.
Nice wrap, Bronx.
Oh.
Hey, Fuzz. I think we ought to call the factory and have them make up a special issue.
I have to go.
Huh?
I know, I was just
I love this.
This is Mike Gagne. Reed, you're going to have to tell me who they are. I can't quite tell through the This is Mike Gagne. Nice rip. Okay, next guy, hustle in.
Mr. Marshall. John.
Okay, Woodbury.
John, I want to
Go ahead.
Oh, giving a bill?
Get out of here.
Be on deck on that wall.
Okay, who's up here?
Matt.
Matt.
Savoy.
Who do we have here?
Tom Marshall.
Tom Marshall, okay.
Ready?
Yep, go ahead. Look good, Soup, look good.
You gotta try to give him one at it. Boy, Matt, stay with it.
Beat it right down. Bare hand.
Another one, Matt. Scotty? Bounce, Scotty. Come on, Jamie.
Throw up just a little bit, Jamie.
Supposed to be out there to stretch. Supposed to be out there to stretch.
Is this a monster? Is this Reed here? I can't tell.
Yeah, Reed.
Okay, Reed.
Nate, go get that, would you, please? Hold it up.
Hold it, boss. Ready, Nate? Fire, Nate. Pat.
Stay with it.
Come here. Nice go. Okay.
Go ahead, stay with it.
Go, Mike. Throw. Got it. Another one, Mike. Another one. Base hit. Oh, probably 6 more.
Okay, who's...
John Munson. Good throw now, Munson. Oh, boy. Okay.
1, 2.
Who's up? Look good, Matt. Looked real good.
Base hit. One more, Maddie. Hold it, TJ.
Good stop over at first.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, Billy, 2 hands and field it in front of you.
TJ. There. Tommy.
New York Mets ace Dwight Gooden. And the first man he'll face is first-time All-Star Kirby Puckett, who enters the game batting .338. On the game's first pitch, Puckett responds with a single, and the American League has its leadoff man on base. The next batter, Ricky Henderson, hit into a fielder's choice. And now with 1 out, Henderson has advanced to second. And at the plate is the Major League's leading hitter, Wade Boggs. Boggs' stroke produces a fly to the left field corner. But Tony Gwynn is there, and soon the American League goes quietly in the inning, stranding a runner. On the mound in the bottom of the first is Roger Clemens, who's making a homecoming.
Ever since I've been in Houston since I was 9, going and watching the Astros play. Go down the Astrodome, and it's the 8th wonder of the world. It's huge. It's always a dream to pitch in there if you're, from a kid from that area, that it's your major league team, and you always dream about growing up and playing there. Find yourself in the All-Star game and starting. It seemed like I'd already been there once before. I was very much relaxed.
In a sizzling 1986, Roger Clemens should be relaxed. Aside from winning his first 14 decisions for Boston, Clemens delivered a spectacular achievement. On April 29th, he struck out 20 Seattle Mariners in 9 innings, the most in baseball history. Clearly, Roger Clemens is armed and ready, which he needs to be as he faces Tony Gwynn, the National League's top hitter and leadoff man in the bottom of the first. Left fielder Ricky Henderson makes the play, and there's one away. Next up, Chicago's Ryne Sandberg, soon a victim of Clemens' craft.
I was throwing the ball extremely hard, and we came in with a couple fastballs, and then we went away for that strike 3, and I put it right on the outside corner on the white part of the plate. I couldn't ask for a better pitch to strike him out on.
Another out follows quickly, and at the end of 1, there's no score. Leading off the second, Wally Joyner, the first rookie ever to be voted to the American League's starting lineup. And now 21-year-old Dwight Gooden sizes up the 24-year-old Angel in his all-star batting debut. The Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith, gets back easily, and there's one away. Later, with 2 outs, Dave Winfield bats in his 10th consecutive all-star appearance. Darryl Strawberry plays the hop as Winfield sails easily into second with a double. That sends to the plate Tigers' second baseman Lou Whitaker, the 8th man in the lineup. With first base open and the pitcher due up next, some fans wonder if Whitaker will receive an intentional pass, but Gooden goes right at him. Whitaker's home run has given the American League a 2-0 lead, while bringing relief to the number 9 hitter, Roger Clemens, a beneficiary of this all-star chess match.
I was not even thinking strategy. I heard about all the strategy and what the manager, they figured that Winfield started off with a double, that they could have walked him and pitched to me with 2 outs. And they opted to pitch with him. I think it was an 0-2 pitch. Lou's such a great hitter, he just got a hold of it. As soon as he hit it, I knew it was gone. But Lou came across the plate and shook Winfield's hand, came across, and I said, I congratulated him, said, great job, and everything. And then I whispered to him as he went by, I said, why'd you have to do it right before I was getting up? It was great, but why'd you have to do it now? If he wasn't throwing hard then, he's definitely going to be throwing hard now when I get to the plate.
The prospect of facing a less-than-pleased Dwight Gooden is a real concern, and Gooden makes the most of it to end the inning. It's the first strikeout of the game for Dr. K. The matchup between baseball's best arms continues as the National League comes to bat. Roger Clemens is once again armed and ready. And in the bottom of the second, the fans' top vote-getter, Darryl Strawberry, gets a quick example. That fastball certainly impressed Strawberry. And later on, Clemens found out just how fast it traveled.
Strikeout pitch I threw by him was one of the harder pitches I threw. I really let the ball go. When you throw a ball 99, which I had no idea until after the game, and the reporters and who told me, my explosion, my timing, my form, everything was just had to be perfect on that. Said once the ball got up to the dirt area, it just took off.
Clemens continues to take off himself as the 2-0 game moves into the bottom of the. Of course, with the likes of Baltimore Orioles shortstop Cal Ripken behind you, any pitcher's job is a little easier. Also in the third, the hometown Houston fans get a chance to cheer for Kevin Bass in his first All-Star appearance as he pinch hits for Gooden. Bass has been named to the All-Star team following a June in which he was National League Player of the Month. But Roger offers no clemency, finishing his stint with a ground out and some kind words from Wally Joyner.
He told me, great job. I said, appreciate it, slapped his hand, and we went off, and just sunk in. Hey, man, those 3 innings went by in 10 seconds. Just had my portion down. We had a lead, and just the atmosphere in the dugout there, we wanted to win that game. I'm out there on the mound. I'm trying to win all the time anyway, and my intensity level was very high. And but after I felt my job was over with, I kind of let the air out and relaxed, and looked up where my wife Debbie and my mother Bess were sitting, tipped my cap to them, and they're all waving, and I got a pretty good round of applause from the home folks, even though I'm the enemy at that time. So it was fun and very gratifying.
After 3 innings, Clemens and Gooden have both departed the game, but quality pitching still abounds. In the 4th, Whitey Herzog brings on Fernando Valenzuela, who wastes no time in disposing of Don Mattingly. Moments later, Cal Ripken also goes down on strikes. And with 2 outs, Toronto's 26-year-old Jesse Barfield takes his first daunting look at Fernando. The result is the same, 3 up, 3 down, all on strikeouts. And anytime the side is struck out in the All-Star game, it conjures up memories of Carl Hubbell and his baffling screwball. It was at home in the Polo Grounds in 1934 that the Giant great made All-Star history. Pitching for the National League, King Carl first fanned Babe Ruth. Next, another Yankee slugger was fooled by the screwball, the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. But Hubbell didn't stop there, ending the inning by fanning Jimmy Fox and beginning the next by setting down Al Simmons and Joe Cronin, a record 5 straight strikeouts. Now the focus of attention as the game moves into the 5th is Valenzuela as he goes back to work. Leading off the inning is Lou Whitaker, whose 2-run homer has accounted for the game's only runs. But this time, Whitaker just becomes strikeout number 4. Next up, American League pitcher Teddy Higuera, who, like Valenzuela, is a native of Mexico. But of course, that's of little consequence as Valenzuela makes quick work of his compatriot and ties the record. 5 strikeouts in a row for the Dodger ace, who definitely came to this game armed and ready. Now Kirby Puckett stands in as Valenzuela goes after the record breaker. It's not to be, but it's still an easy out for Ozzie Smith and the end of both the inning and Fernando's exciting run at history. After 4½, it's still 2-0 in favor of the American League. On since the 4th inning and standing in a limelight of his own is Milwaukee's Ted Higuera. But before the action starts, a special round of applause greets former Colt 45 and Astro Rusty Staub, who takes over the first base coaching chores for the National League. Clearly, Rusty is well remembered in Houston. With 1 out in the 5th, up again is Darryl Strawberry, who smacked a shot off the right field speaker in a home run hitting contest the day before. And now Strawberry would like nothing more than to duplicate that feat. But Darryl will have to settle for this single, which is the first for the National League after a record 13 in a row were retired by American League pitching since the start of the game. Next, 10-time All-Star Mike Schmidt stands in. As every Philly fan knows, Schmidt has been a league leader in home runs 7 times, a fact not lost on Higuera, who pitches carefully and walks him. Following a Dale Murphy flyout, the runners are still at first and second as a pinch hitter is sent to the plate. Hubie Brooks of Montreal, who's batting .333 with 14 home runs and 54 RBIs at the break. Now with 2 outs, Higuera doesn't want to make a mistake. And for Higuera, it's mission accomplished. An effort much appreciated by teammate Roger Clemens.
When he went out there, you could see it in his eyes that his intensity was there, and he was going to go out there and not let this game get away. And then when he came up, he was just like jumping around high. He was walking on water, just like I was when I came out, and we hugged, and I gave him a little hand slap and said, good job. So at that one time during the All-Star game, these enemies that are your enemies for the rest of the, the season become as a friend because you're trying to beat those guys over there in the other dugout.
That competitive spirit is shared by both sides, which is evident as Mike Scott of Houston takes the mound in the 7th with the score still 2-0. An obvious hometown favorite, Scott is the league leader in strikeouts, and he's very much ready to put his talents on display. First, Cal Ripken goes down swinging. Next, Toronto's free-swinging Jesse Barfield is also made a victim. Mike Scott's split-fingered fastball is right at home in the Astrodome, unquestionably a pitcher's park. But the next batter, Frank White, has taken on many different environments throughout his 14-year career. A long drive up the alley in left center, and it's gone! A home run! The second of the evening for the American League, both delivered by second baseman. White's homer gives the American League a 3-0 advantage, and that's the way the score stands through 7 full innings. In the 8th, left-handed pitcher Sid Fernandez, one of 5 New York Mets on the National League squad, is in trouble. 2 walks have put Minnesota's Kirby Puckett at second base and Toronto's Lloyd Moseby at first with nobody out. Next up, Cleveland's Brooke Jacoby, who gets encouragement from his manager, Pat Corrales, coaching first. Nevertheless, Fernandez bears down and Jacoby goes down swinging. Jim Rice presents the next challenge for Fernandez. And as the count goes 1-2, Puckett gets a good lead and is soon on the move. Rice fans, but Puckett is in at third with Moseby moving up to second. Now 2 runners are in scoring position as Don Mattingly comes to the plate. Whitey Herzog lets Fernandez pitch to Mattingly with first base open. And the decision pays off with another strikeout. And thanks to a strong left arm, Sid Fernandez has emerged unscathed. In this pitching-dominated game, another style on display belongs to Charlie Huff, who's armed and ready with his knuckleball. But in the 8th, Chris Brown, one of the 24 first-time All-Stars in the Dome, solves Huff with a ripping shot. Brown's double is just the second hit of the night for the National League. Next in the order is Brown's San Francisco teammate, Chili Davis, who has 55 RBIs at the break. Huff plans a steady diet of knuckleballs for Chili, which results in strike 3 and a wild pitch. But catcher Rich Gedman recovers to get the out. As Brown moves to third, the predominantly National League crowd displays its difference of opinion regarding the call at first. But the replay shows that Gedman's hustle helps get the out with a quick throw and a fine scoop by Mattingly combining to get the runner. Now with a man on third and 1 out, Hubie Brooks is the batter, and he's looking to bring home a run. Yet with an 0-2 count, the knuckleball is once again elusive to the batter and the catcher. Brown's safe, and taking it any way they can, the National Leaguers have their first run of the game. Charlie Huff's seen it all before, but Red Sox catcher Rich Gedman hasn't, at least not in Boston.
We've not had a knuckleball in Boston in I don't know how many years. And I don't even think Richie's ever caught a knuckleball pitcher before. And needless to say, Charlie Huff's knuckleball was dancing at its best that night. And I just really felt for Richie.
On-the-job training and handling the knuckleball continues for Gedman as the inning progresses. Soon, with Brooks on second and 2 out, at the plate is Los Angeles Dodgers' Steve Sax. A single from Sax has the crowd rising, and Brooks scampering all the way around with another run. Now the American League's lead is just 3-2. Skipper Dick Hauser elects to make a pitching change, removing Huff in favor of hard-throwing Dave Righetti. For Gedman, it's relief of a different sort. The next batter is another big favorite in Houston. 25-year-old first baseman Glenn Davis, who has helped make the surprising Astros contenders. Sax is on at first with 2 out, and on Righetti's first pitch to Davis, the dashing Dodger decides to gamble. Sax is now in scoring position, and the bottom of the 8th tension is evident as the National League seeks the tying run. Brooke Jacoby's there, and a good chance is gone for the senior circuit, thanks in large part to fine relief from Dave Righetti. In the 9th inning, Mike Krukow is brought on to hold the American League close, which he does as easily as fielding a comebacker. Krukow's 1-2-3 inning leads to the bottom of the 9th, with the National League still trailing in the 3-2 ball game. The Astrodome organist hopes to inspire a rally as the National League goes about the business of trying to find a tying run. And with 1 out, Jody Davis of the Cubs gets his pitch. Davis did his job, and now looking for a little extra speed, manager Herzog sends in Tony Pena of the Pirates to pinch run. Up next is Dave Parker, who's come through in the clutch many times in 5 past All-Star appearances. Parker delivers again with a base hit that moves Pena around to third. Now there are runners on the corners, 1 out, and great concern in the American League dugout.
Butterflies start jumping around on me again, and I'm pacing the floor. Here I am in my hometown. It's my first All-Star game, and now I have a chance to win the MVP. And it seemed like everything was falling in place, so I just put it in the back of my mind and tried not to think about it. And then the wheels started turning out there. They got a couple guys in scoring position, and they're out there doing their best, whether I'm to win the game or MVP or what have you. We're all as one unit on that day, on that single day. The American League comes together, and we were out there to win that game.
Dick Hauser wants to win, too, and so he finds it necessary to go to the bullpen for Don Ossie, the Major League leader in saves. He'll face Chris Brown, whose .338 average is second best in the National League. Ossie knows that even a fly ball to the outfield could tie a game which is very definitely on the line. Runners at third and first, 1 out, and as Chris Brown well knows, an excellent opportunity for the National League. Frank White gets the force and makes the throw. Double play. The ball game is over. Final score, 3-2 American League. After a long drought, the American Leaguers have now won twice in the past 4 years, and they're ready to celebrate.
You have your attention just a minute. Hey, just a minute. Nice going. It's been a while. Nice going. That's the way to go. Now let's go ahead and get them a second half.
The game's most valuable player is indeed Roger Clemens.
Went out there, and there was a lot of people still hanging around. I guess they'd known that the MVP was going to be given out, and I went over and accepted the trophy, and